screen people are looking at. But Sara, raise your hand.
They're here. Hi.
Leanne.
Oh boy. Ballet's hard.
It is. Well, speaking of ballet, let's jump into some questions here, guys.
Yes. Oh, this is ready.
Probably let you introduce, like, who are you?
Who are you? Well, we've been, for those of you who don't know us, we started dating with Mainstay. Is there language here? No. We started dancing with Mainstay in 97? 96?
We were 7.
We're
not going to reveal when that was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And we danced with them until we graduated in 2004. And then we both were accepted into Miami City Ballet School for the year. And the next year got invited to join the company. And I stayed there for 12 years. Sara was there for 10 years as a soloist and corps de ballet. But we come home to teach at Mainstay every weekend. And we come home to do class because we know it's going to whip our butts up back in the day. For sure. Although I probably would not make it through the Janet class. I tried doing your bar, and I kept yelling. You couldn't hear me. I kept yelling at you. I was like, Janet! No! But now we both live in New York City and are making a go with the old Broadway, which has been a lot of fun and successful so far. So, but we're both obviously in Maine right now. So, I think it's theirs. Okay.
All right, so let's talk about your ballet. Merge those real quick. The one question was, what was the process like going from ballet to Broadway?
We got really lucky. Yeah, because the show we both left for was very heavy on the ballet. Like heavy. You need literally choreographed by Christopher Wheeldon, who is the god of ballet, you know. A full ballet at the end of the show, which is what we're used to, you know, 17-minute long ballet. So it felt like we were literally just adding song and dance together, vocalizing, you know, all those good things. Yeah, it was exciting because the show, for those of you that don't know, was An American in Paris, and it was Christopher Wheeldon's first Broadway experience as well, essentially, as a director and choreographer. So he danced with the Royal Ballet and New York City Ballet, and is choreographed for everybody everywhere. So for him to be making that journey as well, kind of cool because we knew that he knew what he was doing dance-wise, and he's a brilliant storyteller anyway. So to be involved and feel kind of safe in that way, that we know that we're not just kind of leaving the world of ballet to just go off and do whatever. It was like, oh no, we got the ballet stuff, so let's try and like perfect our skills, you know, with the acting and the singing, but we know what we had to contribute to that. So that was kind of cool. And then so I left to do the Broadway production of that, and then Leigh left to join me on the tour, on the first national tour. But then when Leigh went to Broadway, she did the revival of Carousel. So that was choreographed by Justin Peck, he's the resident choreographer and a former soloist of the City Ballet. So it's really good to be a ballet dancer in the theater world right now, because there are so many people dipping their toes in that from both worlds. So it's really exciting. Yeah.
That was really lucky. I saw America with Sara, and Emma saw the and yeah, so exciting. See you guys on Broadway.
Nuts, yeah. It's weird, right? It's like, well, and also what some people may not know is that, like, when we were going through, like, the heavy ballet phase of both of our lives, Mrs. Mealy, Linda, I've never called her Linda in my life. That was really weird. It was so weird. I was like, for people at home, not for me. So Mrs. Mealy gave us everything we knew about ballet. And then Mr. Mealy is now providing, like, all the knowledge for Broadway stuff. So it's so cool to have you guys still in our lives, like, for both sides of what is becoming our careers. So it's exciting. Yeah.
Let's tell a little bit about Mac and Mabel and Mr. Mealy.
Oh my gosh. By the way, I have something for him I can't forget to somehow get into. So this was really cool. The last show that I did in New York, there's a series of shows that New York City Center does every season called Encores. And it's like 3 or 4 shows per season, I guess. So essentially what it is it's old revivals. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's old revivals of musicals that just aren't done really anymore, or that are popular and people want to see them revived. Anyway, so it's a week-long production. You have 10 days to put it together back on its feet. And so the one that I just did literally weeks before the city shut down was Mac and Mabel. And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Mealy was in the original cast of Mac and Mabel. So he had tickets to go and see it already with one of his friends who was also in it before he knew that I was in it. And I just remember writing to, I think it was you, Janet, being like, I'm in it. Like, wait, I'm going to do it. And he, like, the realization of that moment was insane. And then to have him come to New York and talk with our Mac and with our Mabel and our director and a ton of the cast members, it was... I'll never forget it, for sure. Like, it was just so insightful and inspiring and exciting for us and for them. And he was like, oh, yeah, I like your cast number better. Or, oh, yeah, I like this and I like this. Oh, you know, they don't write about the minute, whatever. I love that stuff. That makes you feel like you're in some sort of, like, club or, like, things. So that was really special. It's kind of the equivalent of first finding out about the Balanchine ballets that Mrs. Mealy did and, like, was brought up on, and then getting to do them in Miami, in the Miami City Ballet. Like, that was just, it's just special. It's like, I don't know. Yeah.
And didn't Leigh get to do them at Lincoln Center?
Yeah. Leigh has danced so much. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was bizarre. I would say doing...
When was that?
When was the tour to, like, 2016? 15. No, it must have been 16 because I was in New York. 16. Doing Serenade on the Lincoln Center stage.
No.
Our first rehearsal, we were all just standing there, like, in the presence of greatness. Like this. I lost my mind. I don't know. Something I'll never be able to, like, put into words. Something so special and, like, ethereal. Me and Zoe started that pee-pee circle. And I was like, screaming at them. I'm just like, because I got to go watch it. It was so cool.
For those people, that is, so 2 girls, so there's, I think there's about 16 girls on stage that and 2 girls start out and they start PK turning, they spin and they spin and they spin, and then they spin around each other, and then spin around some more. Then all of a sudden, the stage of girls in blue flowing skirts are turning in a circle. It's really, really beautiful. But how many is it? There's 16 for the chorus. 20 some.
So we do 14 by ourselves, and then we add.
Yeah.
15.
I got whiplash a few times, I'm sure. But on the Lincoln Center stage, like, it's massive, so it probably felt really good. Yeah, it was nice.
Unbelievable.
That was nice.
Oh, goodness. We probably look at some of these questions.
No, we're like, reminiscing. Yeah.
I guess we can still talk about Broadway and ballet here. So what are some of the biggest differences between the environment of professional ballet and Broadway, which is probably a hard question for you because your ballet people went with you to Broadway, so that's kind of maybe not as much of a shock. I don't know.
I think the shows that we've been in have been very and actors-singers. It hasn't been like a divide, but it's definitely been like a clear chunk of people from a different environment come into this new world. And I think all of us have been very much like in awe as to how the actors and the singers, how their environment is different. I think what's fun for all of us is that we get to talk more. Because in ballet, it's a very quiet, strict environment, and you follow the rules, and someone tells you where you need to be. You all have to look the same, especially in the corps. I mean, for the corps mostly, but and you don't really. I think it's like a traditional respect thing. You don't speak up sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very respectful, it's a discipline. And I'm not saying that Broadway isn't disciplined, but there is, I have felt, and you might feel differently, that there's more of a freedom to ask questions and collaborate and bring your originality into the show that's being created. Definitely more theatrical. I mean, yeah, you get to be loud and use your voice, and like, it's just different. I love it. I think it's just like all these years we've been quiet, and now we don't have to be anymore. Well, also what's fun about it is I've noticed that just from doing like a handful of musical productions. Sorry. Yeah. And Leigh and I are loud, so to keep that in for so many years is just hysterical. It's interesting because the theater community is like this, as historic also as ballet is, there's that discipline that you're doing. But the theater community, I guess if you were going to get really specific about it, you're all competing for the same jobs, essentially. In a ballet company, you hope to rise through the ranks, but like, it's, I don't know, there's something about that competitive nature. I mean, both are extremely competitive, don't get me wrong. But usually, like, in a production, you're all auditioning for the show, but when you get cast in your part, that's your part. Yeah. Like, that's it. So, like, in a ballet company, they could double, triple, quadruple cast the same part, and hopefully there will be enough performance where everyone gets to do it. So when you have, even though there might be so many people capable of doing the same role on Broadway, it's like that one thing that makes it different that people are gonna, draw. Yeah. I mean, we're still learning. I mean, I've only been in New York 6 years. Leigh's been there, 4 years. So it's still very new to us too. 4 years? 3 years? 3 years. 3 years. Yeah. What? I'm like, a small panic. Is it warm here? No, but like, so there are some differences, but it still feels like you all have the same love and appreciation for the art form. So you're cheering on your friend, and everyone's really supportive. So yeah. We got a couple Mainers on Broadway right now. It's very exciting.
So what was
that? No one's on Broadway right now. No one's obviously not right now.
Robin, what was her name
Robin
again?
Somebody? I don't know. Robin, star of Moulin Rouge. What's the name? Hard to say.
Murder, that's it.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Herder rolls off the
That's
tongue. Yes, Robin Herder. We are so proud of her. Oh my goodness, she's a
Rock star, man.
from Maine. She was my neighbor.
yeah.
My neighbor. If anybody Robin on her Instagram, like she is the same as like we used to get together on it's and like the dances that she's doing in her basement now. We were doing those, but she was like telling me what to do. And it's older than her. Okay? And she's like, no, Janet.
No, she and I got to do one show together, and she's just Robin. Like, she's just amazing. Like, she's just herself and not afraid to be herself, and that's so awesome.
That was really special to tell the people about Chorus Line. There's another encore.
Yeah, so that's another on-course production that I got to do at City Center. It was for one of the gala performances, so like there was a lot of people wanting to see Chorus Line back in New York, and it hadn't been in New York for 10 years. So I found out that I was going to get to be playing Maggie, and I didn't know Robin was going to be playing Cassie, but I was at City Center, I think for a fitting or something, I don't know. Anyway, and so I had been in touch with the stage manager because they were talking about I was understudying whoever was going to be Cassie, and they were talking about bringing the Cassies in a couple weeks early so that we could just get dance learned and started getting the stamina and whatever. And he wrote, so it's going to be Robin Herder, and I was like, what? Hey, Cassie, it's Maggie. And he was like, well, what? He freaked out because Robin, we were Mother Ginger at Maine State Ballet when Robin was Clara. And there's this picture of her holding us, and with Becky Toby's holding you. And I was like, how is this real life? It's weird. Yeah. That we're standing on a New York City stage doing a musical production of a chorus line. And there's one part in one of the songs, I don't know how well you guys know Chorus Line, but it's in the middle of the montage, and we're singing The Mother. It's like a slow section. And there's one moment where the only people singing on stage was me and Rob. And I was like, hey, the sits probe, we were both just like, how is this a real thing? Just so
Leigh, how did you feel about that? Did you when you saw it, how did you feel?
I had to see it. I saw it 3 times.
Yes, I do have plaid on. Sorry.
Yes. I'm in my PJs from the Broadway stuff. I had to see it a couple times because I was not well. I was not well the first time I saw it. I wasn't either. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. But it was the greatest thing I've ever seen. I just, the amount of joy seeing Sara and Robin up there together. And then, I had other friends up there, and it was just the best version of Chorus Line I've ever seen. I don't know, it was crazy. It was really crazy. Also, whenever she does things on stage, I get a weird moment of I can't breathe. And
why?
No, because there's such a transfer. We have this thing with each other that I feel like we're not along for the ride of the process.
Right. Unless we're in the same show.
Yes. And we only see the finished product.
Okay.
So when I see Sara up there singing a B or whatever is up there, I died. Because I didn't know that she could do it.
That's how I feel when I watch you too, though.
It's just so... I don't do that, but no. But it's just a weird thing. It's just like, I didn't know. And now I feel like my sister's a superstar. It's weird.
Well, that's what we feel when we see you, because we don't see you. And then we see you, on these little videos, and
It's bizarre.
It's
I
weird.
don't know.
Oh. Thanks, Jen.
We love you.
Oh, Joe. Hi, Joe. He's
Joe.
in Brazil.
Biggest fan. Oh my
Yeah, we're not on his first
I'm
basis
on.
yet. But Joe, I'll say
He was
hi.
my first Cavalier for Sugar Plum in Miami.
Oh.
Those legs.
She
Dying. Emma's dying.
before she knew you guys were friends. So
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Giovanni was my quarantine buddy
I know.
for a long time ago, though. You've been in Maine over. Yeah, I know. I don't know what time. No concept of time. Anyway, back to Broadway and things that we love.
How is it? Some Josie, 9 years old, would like to audition for a Broadway show.
Ooh, girl. She's a lengthy process. Does she sing?
Does she do musical theater? Yeah, she's in our musical theater workshop.
Keep going, man.
Very.
The audition process. So essentially, what we do, it's typical. If you're auditioning for like a chorus situation, they will dance you first. So, like an hour or so, teaching you a combination, breaking you down into small groups, and then after you've learned it and done it a couple of times, the artistic, like the director and the choreographer, everyone will come in and watch you. Either that or they'll film it and then send it off to people. But and they'll keep just like a few of you, whatever, and they'll either let you dance in or teach you something else, and then they'll have you, if they keep you after that, they'll have you bring your book of music that you have prepared. It's usually like 16 bars or so, 16 to 32 bars of music of a song that you like and that fits your range. And they'll you walk in and give it to the piano player, and then you just stand, piano player, and then you just stand there and sing for them. And then if there are lines too, if they give you like things that are called sides, which are just like little snippets of a scene, they'll have you do that for them as well. There's usually a reader in the room, which is kind of fun. Sometimes you don't. And they'll be playing opposite you, and then you leave and you wait. I've been in auditions that last a half an hour. I've been in auditions that last 6 hours. So it's 6 hours. Yeah.
I don't know the answer to this. Have you done open auditions and invite?
Yeah, I've done before we were, both of us were fortunate enough to get an agent. We have separate agents. And the nice thing about having an agent is that they get breakdowns and, submit you for appointments. So luckily we don't have to go through open auditions anymore where there are like 200 people. Unless they like ask you to come to the open audition, you know what I mean? Like the casting agent.
Not stressful at all.
Yeah, the casting agent. But it is really interesting how open calls work. Is that you have to get there to sign up to be seen. So like if you're number 75 or like 100 on the list, you have to wait until the whole first group goes. So you could go with the hope of being seen and not even get into the room. So it's, we're like we said, we're both very fortunate to have agents who can get us in the room and be part of the union, which is really helpful as well because union actors get seen before the non-union, which I knew nothing about before coming to New York. So it's a pretty, complicated system. It's a little intimidating, but yeah, usually you dance and then you sing, and if you're just going in for part, they'll just bring you in to read the sign, and then the waiting game begins. Sometimes you get callbacks too. Yes, like for one audition, the first day was only singing, and it took literally 10 minutes. And then for the callback, we did other things, dancing and reading lines and things. So it depends, I guess.
Very cool.
It's exciting.
So Emma just whispered in my ear, West Side.
Well,
So
that is the, yeah. We're not allowed to talk about it. We can just say that it was amazing. So for the people joining, Leigh and I both very, by some twist of fate and some gods somewhere, childhood prayer, everybody everywhere, knew about our obsessions with movies, especially Steven Spielberg movies and John Williams collaborations when we were little, and obviously musical theater. Somebody somewhere, someone went, here, like this, here you go. So both of us have been lucky enough to be in the new West Side Story movie directed by Steven Spielberg and choreographed by Justin Peck. I don't even know. It was amazing. Right? Yeah. That's December, and then we can talk about it all we want. But the experience was amazing. Steven Spielberg is everything you want him to be. Being with Justin and friends. Like, it was us dancing with... I'm sorry, what? I still can't... I'm, like, fully dead. I can't even... It's just a really long time for me to, like... Wait, what?
I've had a lot of times.
Like cats.
Yeah. Like, for real.
It's weird. It's nuts. What?
That's the thumbnail. Lots of death.
So, what did she just ask right here? We're talking kind of, so she says, Miss Christine says, you're both so delightfully unaffected by your successes. Can you talk about a moment or event for each of you that was full on, pinch me, I'm dreaming? I think you might have just answered that. Was that one of...
So, Jan.
Yes.
The week we were doing the first line at 6 was the final week of West Side Story. So as if there wasn't enough adrenaline, when we got up at like 8 a.m. the pinch me dreaming moment. Sorry. I'm getting like where you guys I'm dramatic in my storytelling. Just like the first, you were different because you had done some pre-pro work, but just being Steven Spielberg and dancing for him the very first moment, we were like cool. You have to be chill about these things. Like, he's just an artist. Yeah, cool. He's just a normal guy, right? Except that he's responsible for everything of our childhood imagination. So you want to like run at him and monkey hug him and thank him, and also be like, "How dare you?" with E.T. because he's terrifying, but I also love him. Do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That was a pinch me moment. I mean, there's Miss Christine. There's been several, and I think that we stay grounded because A, we're Maine. B, we know what it feels like to come from a really small town. Yes, LLB. We know what it feels like to come from a small town and have those dreams and like when we were younger, go to New York and watch these shows and just sob and watch these ballets and just sob and be like, that's it. I gotta do that. I have to do you know what I mean? So for when those things actually happen and you work hard enough to make them happen. But the other thing is that they don't happen every day. We've both experienced unemployment, and that makes, for me at least, those moments when you're working on something and you get on stage and you know that they don't last forever, even more special. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we also have good parents. Sorry, but I'm finishing. We got great parents too. No, but it's true. We understand now that how special this is, and that something chose us to do it, maybe. And we were blessed with this ability to do what we love, to do what fuels us. So when those opportunities happen, we have been weirdly, knock on wood, weirdly fortunate. Timing, I don't know. It's both of us are constantly pinching ourselves because I don't get it. I don't get why this is happening to us, but we're really, I don't know. And granted, like, I think also we know that nothing is just handed to you. Like, there have been some pretty tough challenges and defeating moments in both of our lives.
For sure.
So to come on the other side of that and be like, nope, I'm not going to let that defeat me because I still love doing what I do. It just, like, to keep that fire fueled and to have wonderful family and friends to help us keep our heads on our shoulders. Like, we know what a big deal it is to even dance in a ballet company and be paid for what you love to do, let alone be on a Broadway stage and get to sing your face off. Like it just doesn't happen to everyone, and we know how hard it is to get there. So now that it's like we have these moments of like, we're doing it separately and together, are getting to do it. Like, it just doesn't always happen. You know what I mean? Like it's been an extraordinary life, separately and together, like I said. So, yeah.
So cool. So, yeah, family, I think when, for me anyway, I don't know, but I think for you as well, when you do something, or like even when you, or something, or whatever, I'm going to Lincoln Center, like you tell the people that have kind of done it, like I'm sure you tell Leigh first, you're like, Sara,
Yeah.
I think that kind of helps you keep grounded because you have these people that are like, this is so cool. Let me tell you. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say
too.
Exactly, because so many people we've met a lot of people, and like we have wonderful friends. We have met a lot of people who are used to it and who are kind of like, yeah, that's the norm, whatever. But we know that, like, you guys, Mr. Mealy, our mother, our friends in Maine at Maine State, like, know that you guys are going to be psyched about it. And I think it's because we grew up with you guys, and we all had that mentality of, like, yeah, ballet's hard, and I'm not doing it just because I can and just because I look good. But because it's like, no, I want to do it, and it's so fun and cool, and listen to this musicality, and like, oh my gosh, did you see that step? Like, that sort of stuff has been ingrained in both of us, and just will continue to, like, fuel us. And it sets us apart mindset-wise, because it's like, it would be so easy just to find stuff to complain about all the time. Or you could flip it and be like, whoa, I'm here, I'm dancing to this music, and like, I don't care, I don't care if people think I'm a nerd, but I'm geeking out and I'm gonna cry because I'm moved by the art. You know what I mean? So I think that family and the way that you're brought up really kind of, establishes that, but to have each other.
Love and fuel that you talk about, that's what makes you guys special to the audience, too,
Well, I mean, that's what we hope, yeah.
We all know, let's be real, like like you said, there's people that can sing better, they can do an arabesque better, they can do, all these, there's something inside that's more than just an arabesque or
going through the motions.
And at the end of the day, I'd rather watch somebody who gets their leg off the ground this time, but has more heart than I've ever seen. I'd rather watch that, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think that moves us to keep going because we don't I mean, let's be real here. Not a tight back situation. The leg doesn't go up. It's okay. I mean, maybe you've gotten better. I'm just saying, the way that we're born. Anyway, so you know what I mean? Like, when you don't have everything, it's like, it makes you want to make yourself as an individual just, like, be like, this is me, you know? I don't know.
This is
Well, and when you guys come back and teach us and, like, say, like, how it is and, like, how lucky we are to, like, grow up in Maine at Ballet, that stays with people. Like, it stays with, like, I know a lot of the students are, like, especially, like, when Leigh came back in the summer, and for weeks after, people, like, talked about, like, how awesome, like, the chats were that we had with her, and, like,
Yes.
so I think that also, like, helps the next gen want it.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we had that when we were there, and it's just so important for me to, like, keep that legacy going, you know, that constant inspiration, and that's so nice to hear. It's just like,
It's true. And you can have it and still be grateful and humble and
that's the thing too, is that it's possible to have both. Obviously, there's a way you have to be, like, professional and
right.
and a little competitive to some capacity because you want it so badly, but it doesn't mean you have to be a ungrateful bad person. Do you know what I mean? Like, just, and people, it is contagious. Happiness, like, positivity and joy is all contagious. So, like, there's two of us, so then let's spread it to someone else, and then they surround yourself with people who are like that, and then it grows and grows and grows. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a cool thing. Yeah.
Okay, let's do a little. Yeah. There's a question about inspiration here. Growing up, Sara, specifically to you. I guess we covered everything else.
I'll say.
Yours is about injuries. We'll get to you in a second.
Great.
Growing up, who was your biggest inspiration, dance-wise?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you don't say me because, I mean, that's obviously so.
Well, Jan, obviously. I've never had a teacher push me like Janet usually does. Dance-wise, I mean, I think because I didn't, you know, I knew about New York City and I knew about the dancers there and I didn't know whatever. But from what I could, like, see in my, you know, years of growing, I mean, it was Jan and it was Miss Mealy. Oh, and you know, Jess Cook and Becky and that we would just sit and we would watch, and I would watch how the teachers would work with them and be like, I want to work with that teacher because look at what they're making these people do and look at how they're changing when they do that. Like, that observation of, like, watching the older generation, I mean, that, you know, think of our generation of how it influenced us to be like, wait, we're going to do those roles someday. And, like, that's going to be us because we are going to get older and we're going to learn more and we're going to just know inherently this information that's being passed down. Oh, our cousin's on. Hi, Tia.
Yeah, you guys, you had a pretty good, well, I'll just say, you guys are my favorite group. All right, I'm not.
Yes. We had the best jam. We were really good. Not us, but I mean, like, our generation was so much fun. And we had the best role models to look up to. I mean,
Jess here, she's so proud of you.
Hi, Jess.
Oops, what did I just do? Oh man, that's it all up.
Okay,
Anyway, so Jess was actually the first one of all of us today. Things didn't work out with college and the, I don't know, I'm talking for you, Jess, but she was the first one that dared to stay, you know, because it wasn't that cool. It wasn't a cool thing. Juliet. So those two graduated here. They stayed, and then I stayed, and then people started staying, and Miss Gretchen came along, and that was really fun. So I think you guys were kind of the first group that had older dancers.
Role models, yeah.
Never thought of that. We had Sara I had the older girls too, but they were still, but Sara Whale was one for me because she was the older, but anyway, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it was cool because there was a golden moment where we were in the company with you guys. And so there was this dynamic of the dancers that we looked up to. We were like the younger, like, okay, we're going to be in the core and they're going to be soloists and whatever. And so to be able to experience everyday life with you guys was amazing. And then to relive that in Miami City Ballet, of like learning, entering in the company at entry level, and then watching these principal dancers who've been there forever, and then like move to New York and just see these and have friends in New York City Ballet, so it kind of felt like you were watching their journey too. I mean, so that's a broad answer to a question, whatever, but so yeah. I mean, obviously, I could say like Barishnikov and Edward Villela and Allegra Ken and Hattie, I could go there. But for me, for my like
day to day,
yeah,
6 friends together.
Yeah, we did. Oh my gosh, that's right. Me and Leigh did too. Oh, that's so fun.
You guys are the little babies on the end.
We were like, how did we get here? What are we doing? Okay, just smile and be on the end. Just like. Everything's fine. We're fine. It's fine. Yeah.
You guys met. You guys' job.
We did, man. Yeah. Bookends.
All right. So Leigh, motivate us here. Give us some hope. How do you keep motivating yourself after having so many injuries?
This is funny. This is a funny question. Motivation is very, very important. Sidebar. So yeah, injuries are not fun, but it's so funny because I was super lucky for the chunk of Miami City Ballet for those 12 years. I never got injured, which is weird. That's not true. I had stress reactions in my shins from square dance. That was fun. But it's true. I have experienced probably 2 huge, to me, huge injuries. One was with my... I've been very lucky. Yeah. One was with my back in Maine State. And then last year, I tore both of my hips. But I really honestly think that it was just wear and tear on the body. I mean, going so many years without being injured, then finally... She's like, I need a time out! Help!
But you're still you're still actively looking towards being a dancer. I mean, you're...
Yeah. I just saw her in a show in Chicago last month, and you were fully recovered. She did this gorgeous pas de deux, like on point. She was Lee's in An American Pair in Chicago. I'm gonna gloat for a second. She was amazing, and I've not seen you do ballet on stage for a couple of years. And you were so confident and strong, and your legs and your feet. It was insane. I think it was insane. I appreciate that. No, I think it's important to remember 99% of the time to remember that you will heal. It is possible to get back on your feet. So luckily, staying situation, displacement, care, and it unfortunately happened after a job during unemployment So that was kind of dark. That was awful. I mean, I was like, what? I don't have a job right now. I have nothing to look forward to. And I'm injured, so I literally can't walk right now. The important thing, PT. Get PT. Take care of your body. Honestly. I mean, do what you can. I know it's hard. Being motivated, it's hard. It's hard sometimes. But I think what helped me the most is remembering, use my resources. I will heal. And if I want to keep dancing, I can. And I will.
Because it was a healable injury. That's what your PT was telling you.
Mine was healable, and unfortunately, there's a small amount of injuries that you just can't come back from. But for the most part, you can if you want to. And I wanted to. I wanted to get better. I wanted to come back. I wanted to do things like West Side Story, So I had dreams of continuing my career. So I think keeping your dreams alive, remembering why you do what you do, and using your resources is so important. And also just trying to keep the future alive. Trying to find things to look forward to. Because I am a dancer. I mean, I've had such ups and downs in my career, but at the end of the day, it always comes back to me, and it always feeds a part of me that I don't want to lose. So I think, and I owe it to myself to keep going. So it's just like, you do it for you. You come back for you, and you take care of your body for you. And I'm so grateful that I was able to heal, because I just did and had an incredible experience with ballet again. Like, who knew? Like, if you take... Also, that's another thing. If you take a step away from it, being... one of my big hit moments was during Chorus Line. And I saw her up there, and I said, I wonder if I'll ever be able to do that again. So it's almost like watching things and being like, no, I'm going to get back up there. You know what I mean? And New York is such an amazing place to be for things like that. You have theater at your disposal, movies, music, everything. You got to keep going, because if you get stuck, it's not fun. Yeah. So find things that inspire you, Keep going.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, I will do it.
Yeah, you were spinning like crazy, and you're like back. You're healed.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You look
She can like ride a bike.
I got a bike. I can do stuff. I can walk up the hill.
See?
Yeah. Yep.
It's amazing.
Half people. It was not just
I
like
think all of Instagram knows that by now.
every live class we've had, and I can't pirouette to the left because I herniated my calf.
I can't pirouette to the left anymore. It's fine. We're out. What's
the left anymore? What's the left?
That's really good. That's really nice. You're gonna put stuff. I'm gonna go back and watch it again, because that was really good. I'll write it down. All right, a couple real quick ones here. Okay, this is a rapid fire. What is your favorite dance? Go.
Dance move? Okay. Like I have to name a dance move? I don't know the names of dance moves. I just do them. Oh dear. Like a ballet move? Oh, I'm over here like, what's this? What?
With the shopping cart.
Oh no, don't.
I like to make up my own dance moves.
That's what's up. Because I don't know any of the ones that the kids do with the TikTok and the flossing and all the things. I can't. I don't know what it is.
Your sound is off. That's really funny.
Oh, is it off?
Oh, it's like, okay, that's okay.
You like dance moves, your own.
I like the dance moves that just come to you, and and that just like you're not expecting them, and then all of a sudden you're like, we always go, ooh, look at this one, like, right? We do that because it just is like weird.
This is a good one.
Ooh, I've never done this one before, and it's like, pretty sure you've done that one before, but it's just like in a different angle or something. We're just weird.
Okay, I got a really an interesting one. If you could any past or current music group, which would you join?
If we could join,
Yeah, like you're members of the.
Or members of music.
Hall & Oates. Leigh is a Hall & Oates.
All right.
I would like to live, just experience like the boy band craze. Do you know what I mean? Like, just to be like everyone step touching and like doing this, like be it a Jersey Boy or a Backstreet Boy, like whatever. I don't know because era or boy band or music artist.
Music group.
Dixie Chicks.
I'm just like, I like the idea of everyone singing together. Like, what was the musical we saw? Oh, or not, Ain't Too Proud to Ain't Too Proud. Just like, you know how they're like all doing the same thing, but it's like, you know, people are obsessed with this one and then this one. I think that's fun. I don't know. I like it. Yes, there's something about
My favorite dance move right there.
and then, there you go. There's like and then everyone's screaming, and I think that would be fun. He's like,
Sarah wants to
Hall
be a
& Oates, and I'm
Backstreet
like, I'm a Backstreet Boy.
Okay. Got like 1 minute or two or something. So we can wrap it up. Michael always loves to ask these. If you can.
We almost have too much in common. We can both do the same exact things. So at the end of the day, it's literally like what we were talking about, like that one minute thing that makes you different from the other person, and they go, that.
Yeah.
So we haven't really had to compete for too much yet in the musical theater. Have we? I don't want to know. It's gross, and they audition us separately, so that's good. So it's like
I got wise words from Jessie Mueller once because she and her partner are in
the industry together.
She said, what is meant for you is going to be meant for you. What's meant for her is going to be meant for her. And I always tell myself that. And, yeah, it's true.
And I think what we've done has been pretty a testament to that.
Yeah, some of the things she's done, I don't want to do.
I don't want to. No, I'd rather you do it. Represent us well, my friend. Ow! I'm good. It's funny. But at least we still love each other. We're able to do it, you know.
Yeah, that's a good kind of word.
Yeah.
You love each other and you're able to.
We're each other's biggest, so that really helps.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not, like our mother always said, if you are not each other's biggest cheerleaders, if you don't support each other, you're not going to survive life. So it's easier to be each other's greatest, fans. Or not greatest fans, but just support each other at the end of the day.
But there was never a question for us.
For sure. And it's also something about being an identical twin, something very, she is half of me, so it feels like my success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I watch her, and I get emotional like this. It's not, I can't even. Because it feels like it's happening to me, but also, like, I know it's happening just to her.
Yes, I'm singing that.
I'm singing that song. I'm doing that step. I look good up there. That's what I mean.
I said.
Oh, gosh.
We're out of time. Instagram's going to tell us to leave.
Oh my gosh, you're going to tell us to leave. But this is so fun.
We can all stop and just come back.
People are going to be like, okay, we're done.
Oh, we got
Nice
thanks for having us. We love you too, and hopefully we can do a studio moment soon. Because we're going to be here for a while, so.
I'll dance 6 feet away from you.